Speedrunning was always something that I appreciated at a distance. I actually watched a surprisingly high number of speedrun videos. What got me into it was the IGN series of devs reacting to speedruns. It's really awesome seeing players break their game in ways that even the developers didn't know was possible. Their reactions to certain skips and how they explain them was always interesting to me. So the other day I was watching a speedrun of something random. I don't even remember what it was. Plants vs Zombies maybe? And it got me thinking, are there speedruns for the games that we cover here on the channel? So I went to speedrun.com and saw that there were a few players making runs on Demon Slayer. And when I watched those runs, I thought to myself, I can do better than that. And just like that, I got into speedrunning. The rules for Demon Slayer speedruns are extremely simple. You can make a new game run where you start from a fresh save, or you can make a load game run where you can use your existing save. You still start from the beginning anyway, you just don't have to delete your save. And the run ends on the final QTE input against Rengoku, this timed square button right here. As far as I know, no glitches have been found for this run yet, so it's a pretty clean run. And what makes it very interesting to watch is every single encounter with the AI. It's very hard to be mechanical to optimize each and every fight because the AI will act unpredictably. In speedrunning, this is often called RNG because it's completely random whether the opponent is just going to be standing there and let you hit him as many times as you want, or the AI decides to run away or hit back at you, and it just creates these random fun moments. So even though I thought to myself, I can do better than the current world record holder, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Now, there are leaderboards for PC, PS5, and PS4 for both new game and load game. There's also a Japanese run, which instead of beating the game, they just play the whole thing until the Rui fight, which is kind of dumb if you ask me. Just finish the damn game. You're not protecting anyone from Mugen Train spoilers anymore. But what I chose for my run was a load game run, so I didn't have to delete my save every time, and I did it on PS5 because I think it's a lot more clean. PC is actually a lot more populated, but here's my problem with PC. Right now, the runs aren't optimized at all, so you can just jump into it and get a better time. But once it gets optimized and you're trying to shave off a couple of seconds here and there, then how good of a PC you have will actually matter, because the game might load faster, which means you'll load faster between cutscenes and returning to menu and all of that. This is the reason why a lot of PC speedruns actually pause the timer on loading screens. And currently, the best time on record was by Rexion, who is actually using the 60 FPS mod. Not the mode that was patched in later, the mod that came before that update. Unlike the official update, this mod also makes cutscenes and QuickTime events 60 FPS, and I'm pretty sure the way it does that is by speeding up the animation. Mods usually are not permitted in speedruns, even if the rules say no restrictions. Usually that just means you can use any glitches you find. But since I'm new here, maybe there's something going on that I don't know about. Regardless, I'm gonna keep my time very clean and do it on PS5. But I'm still gonna try to beat the fastest time on PC. To me, that is the current world record holder. So, equipped with my gamer subs, I was ready to attempt my first run ever. If you want to know why gamer subs, check out the link in the description down below. Things started going well against Sabito until he decided that it was time to do a little water dance. But we powered through, and in story mode, big combos skill very poorly. So ideally, you'll be resetting your opponent after a few hits, but resets are risky as well since you never know what the opponent is going to do. The quick time event for Sabito was one of the few things that I optimized before starting this run. These scenes go faster if you hit the button prompt, but being successful also triggers a slideshow at the end of the quick time event. So you want to be as successful as possible while at the same time never filling up those little dots at the top of the screen so the slideshow doesn't show up. Then you got a bit of running through the final selection exam, and some demons will attack you along the way. This is one of the things that you can definitely optimize in this run. Sometimes when you parry a demon, you can finish the fight instantly, but it's not exactly every time you parry. Understanding when to make this happen as fast as possible is going to be crucial for this section of the game. And then we have the hand demon boss fight, and boss fights are some of my favorite parts of this speedrun, and there are a lot of them. Very often you want to get hit by their moves to regenerate meter, and it just feels awesome when you deal so much damage that you end up skipping some of their phases. It's an exercise in meter management, knowing when to take the hit and when to dodge, and it's part of what makes this speedrun so enjoyable. Hand demon goes down, I look at my time and I realize that I'm actually on pace for the world record. So far, so good. I never practiced anything from this point forward. It's my first time attempting the speedrun. I mean, I played the story mode before multiple times, but as a speedrunner, this is my first ever time. And it showed immediately when I entered the next town. I tried going straight for the demon scent, but turns out you gotta talk to this NPC before the demon scent spawns. Going back and forth like this cost me a bunch of time. I took a couple of wrong turns, but nothing major in town. It's something that will definitely improve next run. And then it was time for the swamp demon. The This fight had a ton of mistakes, and honestly, I don't even know where to begin to start improving. Nezuko seems to be really good in this section. Her optimal combo doesn't scale too bad compared to Tanjiro's combo. My guess is that throwing multiple specials scales the combos really hard in story mode. But since Nezuko's combo is just her normals and jumping attacks, the scaling isn't nearly as terrible. So maybe I should be using Nezuko every chance I get. And at this point, as the swamp demons go down, I was only 9 seconds behind the world record. I was getting really close. Onward to Asakusa. Things went mostly well until we reached this demon. First, I wasn't ready for the prompt, but you can safely ignore its poison. It doesn't matter if it hits you. And then this happened. What? Hey! That's millions to one! What the f? Why the parry didn't work, I still do not know. I went straight to Tamayo's house without getting lost. Using the scent tracker actually helped a couple of times here, and my Susamaru fight was just godlike. Yahaba went very well too, and this is when my world record run actually began. I was ahead of the world record by almost a minute. The drum mansion is going to require some memorization. I opened the map a couple of times to find a way, so definitely not optimal, but way better than getting lost. I kept dropping the Zenitsu optimal combo. Honestly, I don't even know if it's possible in this story mission. It's something that I need to try out before I run it again. I did okay with Inosuke, and against Kyogai it could definitely have been better, but I can't complain. I'm still 1 minute ahead of the world record holder. And then we got the biggest arc of this game, the Natagumo Mountain. I took the wrong path about 2 or 3 times here. Before attempting this again, I should definitely memorize the way. Headless Demon went down fast. Spider Sun, I feel like I can do it faster, but it was also good. Lots to improve on Spider Dad for sure, but the biggest problem in this arc is Rui. Rui does this thing where you'll just start dodging and it's really hard to catch him. He did this to me a couple of times this run, but with Rui defeated, the timer said 1 hour and 12 minutes. This would be my run time if I was doing the Japanese run. The current world record for the Japanese run is 1 hour and 7 minutes. And yes, the Japanese player is also using the 60 FPS mod. Regardless, things were looking good. It was time for the Butterfly Mansion. This is when things started going horribly wrong. I don't think I did poorly on the Butterfly Mansion. There's not a lot to screw up on, but somehow the record holder caught up. Went from being over a minute behind to just 20 seconds. The pressure was on again. Enmu is another pain in the butt to fight against. Just like Rui, he can spend a lot of time just running away in the first phase. The second phase is a bit more predictable, so not as big of a trouble. I did pretty well, gained some time again. I was 50 seconds ahead of the world record. Didn't do so hot against Akaza though. This is probably one of the fights that I can optimize the most. Looking back at my run now, I can see that I definitely did not go for the right combos. These are the optimals when playing against other players, but the way scaling works in boss fights makes these a pretty bad choice. I'd be better off with some simpler combos, and the record holder was definitely getting closer. He was only 20 seconds behind me. But I only had one fight left. Tanjiro versus Rengoku. This fight went horrible. Rengoku got me a bunch of times. Part of it is RNG, but I also played very poorly in this fight. It was too close to call. The time to beat was 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 25 seconds. And this is how it all ended. 1 second? Oh! No! I was 1 second too late. Not gonna lie, this was a hard one to swallow. I needed to know what he did differently, especially in the Butterfly Mansion. How did he catch up so much? I don't think I messed anything up, so maybe I'm missing something. Turns out, I was missing the 60 FPS mod. The Gourd Breaker and T-Splasher minigames play out at double the speed. And before those minigames, probably every single QuickTime event cutscene goes faster too. Maybe my editor can confirm that for you guys real quick. Are the QuickTime events faster with the 60 FPS mod? What about ultimates? That Tanjiro ultimate that you have to do in the tutorial, is that faster too? But I couldn't be that depressed. I mean, it was my first ever run, and I'm sure I can improve it in my next one. Besides, I am technically the world record holder for the PlayStation 5 run. Though somehow, it didn't feel like a total victory. And what happened next, some of you will not approve. I snitched! That's right, boys, I snitched on the guy. On this game's speedrun page, there's a link to a Discord server. Here, I found a community that speedruns anime games. More on that later. Let's just finish the story now. I went in just wanting to share the good news. Hey guys, just did my first run, only 1 second slower than that other guy using the 60 FPS mod. And the admins were like, wait, what mod? And now his run is gone from the leaderboards. They cleaned it up. He wasn't the only one using the mod, by the way. Nikuya from Japan is also using it, just saying. But now we are the world record record holders for Demon Slayer speedruns. And I did it all in one try, which means most of you could probably beat me. And that's how it all starts. That's how you get into speedrunning. You look at that time and you say, I could do better. And all you need to submit your times is making a speedrun.com account, which is free. I would recommend looking up LiveSplit if you want to have a nice customizable timer. There are plenty of tutorials of that on YouTube. But ultimately, what I want to do with this video is make this scene grow, because I had a ton of fun with this one run. It was such a good time that I'm now dedicating Mondays to speedrunning Demon Slayer and improving that time. I want to have a world record that I can be proud of, and I'm gonna do it live on Twitch every Monday, twitch.tv/Globku, link down below. And with more people running, chances are we'll find glitches, skips, exploits. And that's honestly awesome. It can create new categories like the glitchless run. And with a big enough scene, this could be a cool speedrun to revisit for a very long time. There are some very old games out there that are still being optimized nowadays. Metal Gear Solid comes to mind. This random stairway skip was found last year, and recently Bloodborne got the infinite cannon glitch. So suddenly these two old games that were kinda done are getting new records all the time. But that's maybe looking a bit too far into the future. For now, just beat my time. I'm sure it's nothing crazy, and I'll only be improving my time every Monday. So I'm giving you guys a head start. And if you want to engage with the community, click on the Discord link on the speedrun page. They run Naruto games, Dragon Ball games, all kinds of anime games. I was mind blown at how well organized and how awesome this community is. It existed this whole time right under our noses, and I had no idea it existed at all. It's actually kind of encouraging me to try and run more games than just Demon Slayer. Is there any anime game you'd like to see me attempt a speedrun of? Let me know which one in the comments down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!